G'day guys, how's it going? Wills 2K, and in this video I'll be doing my round 3 AFL tips. So on Thursday night we have the Tigers and the Hawks. It's going to be a very interesting game, but I think, in my opinion, that everybody thinks this as well. I reckon, but Tigers should get the win over the Hawks. They're just too strong. Even though on Thursday night they didn't have the best brand of footy and they didn't play the best, but they still managed to get to that draw. Like, if there was any other team, Collingwood probably would have ran away with that win, but Tigers managed to scrap it back into a draw. So, and they're just a quality team. Like, Hawthorn got a decent lineup, but I think Tigers will win by at least 7 goals. Dusty will have a good game. Presty will also have a very good game, and Lynch will kick a couple. Rewalt was very quiet though last week, so hopefully he can get some more disposals and goals. I did make a TikTok about that, Rewalt not making the distance, but yeah, that's my tip for Thursday night. Alright, so next is the Dogs and the Giants, and realistically, people think the Giants could win it. I think they'll win. But if the Dogs, they'll be mad because what happened last year in the elimination final, we lost to them pretty heavily, and I reckon they'll be trying to target Toby Green, and I reckon the Giants will be targeting the Bont. So I reckon if Bont's getting targeted, just fucking knock some of their guys around too. Like, no offense to GWS, but I don't really like them because they don't like us, and it's just yeah. If Toby Green starts doing that shit to Bont again, if you're Josh Dunkley or Jack McRae, you don't want to get reported, but just stick up for your brothers anyway. But Giants are just going to be too strong in the end. They just got a too strong of a lineup. We don't have many forwards. We only have Josh Bruce and Norton, to be honest. We got McLean back, so that's good. But yeah, our backline's not good either. No offense to Ryan Gardner, but he hasn't. Yeah, I think should get dropped. Unfortunately for him, he just hasn't done enough to prove himself in a team. So I think the Giants will win by a comfortable 5 goals. Alright, Saturday afternoon we have North and Sydney, and it could be a close game because Sydney looked pretty good on Sunday. I know they did lose to Essendon, but they played pretty well. It was at their home ground though, so they probably could have won that game against the Bombers, but they didn't. And North coming off 2 wins in a row, looking very good, the Roos. So I think the Roos should win because it is in Melbourne, but Sydney will give it a red hot go. So I think North will get the win by 16 points. It will be close all the way, but yeah, North will take the win. So next we got the Pies and the Saints at 4:35, and yes, I think Collingwood should take the win on this one. But St Kilda, they showed a lot of potential in the game against the Dogs. Like, the Dogs are a decent lineup, and Saints just blew the Dogs out of the water. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saints beat the Pies, but realistically, I think the Pies should beat the Saints by at least 23 points. That's my prediction. But yeah, Pies just have a better lineup than the Saints. But Saints fans, your team's looking good, so just stick with them because they'll be good in a couple of years. Even this year, they could make the 8, but they will be good in the next couple of years. I promise you that. So next we have the Cats and the Blues, and it should be a one-sided game, I reckon. Carlton played alright against Demons, but you can't just let that happen to you, be down by 40 points and just accept a reasonable loss. Like, you need to, if Carlton played well in that first half, they would have probably beaten Melbourne by at least 20, but they just couldn't do it. They needed to play 4 quarters, I reckon, same as the Dogs. But Geelong, they were unstoppable on Friday night against the Hawks. So my tip is the Cats by 37 points. Carlton will be close with them for most of the game. Cats will just run away with the win in the end. Next we got the Lions and the Eagles, and both teams, Lions coming off a win and Eagles coming off a loss. Very not a good loss at all for the Eagles. They came off of. That was against the Gold Coast Suns, but can the Eagles redeem themselves against the Lions? It is at the Gabba, so it's going to be very tricky. Not many teams have won at the Gabba against Brisbane. Brisbane play there very well. I think Brisbane will be too strong for the Eagles in the end. I don't know, actually, because West Coast are a quality side. I just don't know what happened to them on Saturday night. It was a shocking performance. But yeah, I reckon Brisbane will get the win by 7 points in that thriller. Alright, so now we move to Sunday. Suns versus the Crows. And this is going to be a very important game, to be honest, because Crows coming off 2 losses, and the Suns coming off a win against the Eagles, and they looked absolutely amazing. If they do that again this week, they'll win, I reckon. But if Crows just play some decent footy, they could get the job done as well. It's going to be a tight game, but I reckon the Suns are going to win by 13 points in a close one. So next we got Essendon and Melbourne, and this is going to be another close game, I reckon. But I reckon realistically, Essendon should get the win, but Melbourne will challenge them. But if you're a Melbourne fan, I'd be happy that you got the win. But you can't be giving up 40-point leads like you did against Carlton. Like, you need to hold them 40-point leads and blow it out to a 60-point lead. You can't just put your foot off the pedal and just let the team come back into the game like Carlton did. That would have been a horrible loss if you lost that game, these fans. I do like Melbourne. They're a quality side. But can't be doing that. So I reckon, who are they versus? Essendon. I reckon Essendon should get the win by 31 points. Alright, so last game, Freo and Port. It's at Freo's home ground, but Port have been unstoppable at the moment. Fremantle, actually. They versed the Lions and just lost, and they versed the Bombers and just lost. So 2 just lost games, to be honest. Like, they could have won. But Port looking unstoppable. All their players firing. They're the best. Oh no, they're playing the best footy at the moment in the AFL. They've versed pretty easy teams, to be honest. But anyway, I think Port should get another win and still be top of the ladder after this round. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to chuck a sub and a like on this video. Really appreciate the support.